Hi guys, Elmarie here from Worcester, Western Cape, South Africa. I am recording from my house and it is, I think, the 16th of September, if I'm not mistaken. In South Africa, we are moving into spring. We've had a couple of warmer days, but it's kind of cold today and for the next 3 days, so yeah, which is also okay because we're getting some more rain and we still need some more rain. I think you always need a bit more rain. Anyway, my podcast is about fiber related stuff, knitting and spinning and dyeing, lots of dyeing. I've been dyeing so much it's not even funny. Sewing from time to time, you know, whatever I can do that's fiber related. That's what the podcast is about. Thank you to every returning viewer. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching me again. All the weirdy, nerdy, arty, farty things that you're gonna find on my channel. Thank you for dealing with that and coping with it. And welcome to every new viewer. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave comments. Just don't be horribly rude to me. Be nice and be kind. I'm a really sensitive soul sometimes. Most of the time, I don't know. Anyway, just be nice and be kind, but say hi and yeah, feel free to leave a comment. Okay, so there's not a lot of, I don't know, there's not such a lot of knitting content for today. The content for today, oh wait, just rewind quickly. If you're looking for me on the internet, you will find me as A Cup of Yarn on Instagram and A Cup of Yarn on Facebook. You will find me as Ella73 on Ravelry. You will also find a group on Ravelry for this podcast, which is called My Yarn Runneth Over. I already explained where that comes from, but anybody who actually does have a lot of yarn in their house will know exactly what that means. Because your yarn does runneth over absolutely everything eventually. Okay, so let's go to knitting. Knitting, I have no FOs to show. I haven't had a lot of time to knit. I do have a work in progress that's actually progressing, which for me is, oops, that fell down, is already a wonderful thing. This is the cardigan. The pattern is from Bronwyn First at Knit Shop Love. This isn't, it's not a, she's not selling the pattern yet, but once I finish this cardigan and I have it ready and I can wear it, which I really want to do the last weekend of the month. I'll tell you about that later. But I told her that if I can figure out everything she told me that's written in the pattern, then I would like to tweak the pattern a little bit and make it completely sellable and then sell it. I want to sell kits of these as well. So far I understood everything. There was a bit of here and there was something that I had to ask her, so those are the areas that I want to tweak. You know, those are the areas that just make it a written pattern for anybody to understand. But it's not difficult, it's really easy. This is the front of the cardigan so far. This is the yoke knitted with one of my colorways called Bitterbessie Bos. That's an Afrikaans song. You can understand it if you're not Afrikaans, or at least know those songs. This is the body so far. I've split the sleeves for the sleeves, and I've got them just on this piece of scrap yarn. I find, by the way, for those of you who living in South Africa. I don't know, these are all new things for me. I mean, I grew up where you had that oversized yarn holder thing that looks like a thing, like a baby's, one of those needles that you would use to keep a baby's nappy, like one of those, you know. But they use that, and I bought some of those, and they're horrible because they keep on going off the loose, and I hate working with those. So this works just wonderfully. Take a needle and you go through all, and actually picking it up then is really easy as well. So hopefully before the end of this day, I will be picking up a sleeve. I really do want to finish this. The bottom, I thought I would make the body about 60 centimeters long before I stop. I'm going to make the ribbing. That was the ball that fell down. Just hang on a moment. Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay. This is the Bitterbessie Boss one, the leftover of it. So I'm going to make the ribbing part at the bottom very small. Otherwise I won't have enough for the arms, for the sleeves at least. But yeah, that's where I am now, and I'm going to, when I'm done here, I should actually be winding down some more hanks. I'm not going to. I'm going to sit down and knit on this until I finish the body, and when I'm finished with the body, I'll pick up sleeves later. I don't know why my camera is doing that, but please excuse any sort of glitches in between. I've got absolutely no idea what's going on and why it's doing that. Anyway, the body is done with this color, and the bottom of the body has been done with these two together. So this is like the really bottom part, and I like these two together. So that's what's gonna happen when I'm done here, when I start uploading. Oh, and I'm working on, it's a DK weight, and I'm working with my Addies with the lace one that's got a sharper tip. It's a 5, I think that's a US 8, I'm not sure, but anyway, it's a 5mm needle in South African terms, and I'm trying to find my yarn down here. Anyway, and it is in my bag, which happens to be one of my own bags that I made. Oh, it's like got these little owl thingies at the bottom, and looks just great. Okay, so on to the next one, which will be spinning. I've spun up these, but it's not what the amount of spinning that I would have liked to do. As I've mentioned before, Quenty Fibre Festival is coming, and I really wanted some hand spun yarn to sell, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It's just going nuts here at the moment, going really crazy. But these I wanted to use them for the Hoila Kateli 4 knit along, but I did not read the instructions well enough, and I did not realize I was supposed to actually register. I think it was before the 28th or something of August, so I was too late for that, so I couldn't register. And after that it was like, no, what am I going to do? And I bought the cowl pattern, so I might as well just use the thing. I can still post it on the group, which is fine. I wasn't on there for the prizes anyway. I don't know. I don't go on the cowls for prizes. I haven't finished. I only finished my own cowl, my knit along or my make along. That's the only one I've actually, oh my word, actually finished. So I might as well just do this. So I'm too late for the cowl, but not too late for the cowl. It's a 3-color cowl, by the way. So these, I just spun these up. These are both done with the Ashford. I've got 2 spin wheels now. The one is the Ashford. The other one is, after I actually took the time to look it up, it's Kromsky Saxony. And this Kromsky Saxony, I think, comes out from the 60s, which is when they actually started, I think just 50s, 60s, when they actually started producing again. They were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the 1800s, late 1800s, 1900s. And then when the Second World War started, they stopped. And then they started up again, I think, the 50s or the 60s. So if I'm not mistaken, this wheel was bought, must have been bought around that time. The people I bought it from secondhand couldn't tell me. But and this Ashford one I bought, you can see that there's been changes made on the Ashford one at some point, but it must also be quite old because it doesn't have any names written on it. It's definitely an Ashford. It's not a knockoff of an Ashford. Anyway, both of them work very well. The one is a double drive and the other one is single drive. The Ashford is a single drive. I find that plying with the Ashford is much easier, and also I have Jumbo's bobbins with that one, which is awesome. I love that. So I can ply very easily on that. Both of them spin very well. The Saxony, interestingly enough, the double drive, ooh, if you're not careful, you get a lot of overspun from that. I think it's just it's just very fast. So I'm thinking on the Saxony, I'm going to be doing my thicker yarns, and on the Ashford, the thinner ones. But I haven't decided on that yet. Anyway, I did these grays. As you see, I started up something with it, and then I stopped. I love the way they came out. And then these 2. This one was done on the Saxony. It's a much rougher yarn as wool as well. I got both of them raw and I dyed. These are my own hand dyed ones. Still trying to figure out why it does that. I'm thinking something is moving. So if it's like a blur, just wait, it's going to pass. Okay, so that's that one and that one and these together. I think this is going to look very nice. So I'm going to do the 3-color cowl. It is a Hoey Locatelli pattern. It's a soluble pattern, so I can't talk too much about it. But I will place the link for the pattern in the description box. And if I have any time ever at this point, I will put show notes on the Ravelry group and on my, no, not the website, on the Ravelry group. Okay, so that's it for spinning. Sadly, I really wanted some hand spun yarns to go with me to the Fibre Festival, but I can't see that happening now. I have to focus on, okay, I'll show you the cottons that I did dye up. A lot of them are still in hanks, and I have a couple of them that have been put into cakes. And the cakes in South Africa, cotton equals cake. caking, I don't know, they just get caked up, and you will hardly ever see cottons in hanks, which is really strange. But one of the ladies that I do actually really admire is a lady in who lives in Transvaal somewhere, Heidelberg, I think, and she sells them in hanks, but she also sells them in cakes. So the cakes, she cakes them, some of them up, and the others are in hanks. And then when she says when she goes to like a market or something, she offers a service to actually cake them up. And I'm thinking of doing that, because honestly I can't see myself caking up anything else anymore right now. Although I don't know, I might as well just try. Anyway, I'll show you some of the colors that I have, but these aren't all of them. These are just some of them. So I started out just with my basic, you know, the primary colors, which is this reddish pink, although it came out much more pink than I wanted it to. The yellow and the blue. I've got a lighter version of each of these, the primary colors, but I can't show all of them right now. I have to go get them out there. I'm thinking this is the orange one's lighter color, not the yellow, but anyway, at least I can show it to you like this. There's still one more that's lighter than this. You see. So I've got the primary colors, and then I've also got the tertiary colors, which are like the purple. The green. I really actually like to show you the green. Anyway, it's just the green. I've also got like the purple, and I've got like a sagey green like this, and more like towards a teal green. I have that one as well. This one has already been caked up. Show it to you. See, so oh, the purples. I can show you the purples next to each other. This one is the brighter one, and then I've also got, they like fade out to the lighter colors. Oh, and I've got a turquoise. This is the original, and this is the lighter version. And then like I have a couple of neutrals, like this almost, it's a gray, but it's almost like a greenish gray. It's got like a green undertone. But as I said, that's only some of them. Just to prove my point. These are all the strings, the die strings that I have cut off when I used the Swift that I bought. I can't really show you the Swift. I bought this amazing Swift. It's handmade. The guy's name is Roger. They don't have a business here, so I can't really link it on. What I can tell you is where you can find it. You can find it at Knit Shop Love. So I will link that down below. I'll put Knit Shop Love's Facebook page link below in the description box. So if you're interested in that, I did do posts about the Swifts on Instagram. Just hold on a moment. Let me just check if I can't sort this out. Okay. Well, I can show you the top. I just don't want to hit myself. This is the top part. And you can see it's really big. It's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's large. So you can, what's wonderful about this, and I mean it's got these little wood pegs, and it has been made so beautifully. It's done with the barrels of old wine barrels. That's what it was made with. It's really, yeah, beautiful. I'll show you the, no, I can't do that. Sorry. Okay, like that. See, it's got this little foot thing here at the bottom. It really is very beautiful. And then it has a foot piece that I'm not going to get out here now. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to take that out now. But it's got a beautiful foot piece at the bottom that's got these 4 feet at the bottom, and you can just press it down. It's a table swift, so it's very portable. It's big, but it's portable. It's not that, I mean, you can take the 2 pieces out from, and it's not like this thing that you can't take with you. So I'm thinking of taking that with me. I'm thinking of taking the wool winder then with me, and just be able to take a hank and roll it down if somebody really wants me to do that. Okay, that's it for dyeing, and that's it for fibers. I have no FOs in sewing to show. I took the Libby skirt, the Libby A-line skirt that I bought. I bought the pattern from Tessuti Fabrics. That's it's a free pattern. It's one of the free patterns, but somehow it fits, but it doesn't work on my body. It's weird how that goes, you know. You think something is going to fit on your body, like a body shape. It's not that it doesn't. It's not that it just looks weird. I don't know, it just looks weird. Maybe because I've been getting used to wearing really loose things on top of each other. And I mean, that was really just a tester. It's like a muslin. I don't know. I don't think I should use that pattern. It's just not working on me. Not working on my figure. It's not working on the way I dress in general. I mean, at the moment, I am actually wearing my... I can't get out here now. I'm wearing this, which is great. And I can't move back. Which is also from Tessuti Fabrics. It is the Mandy Bow tee. And and honestly, I don't care about stripes not getting together. It doesn't matter to me. So this is what it looks like. I can't get back anymore. And I'm just wearing it over jeans, you know. And it's in a it's called an Angora fabric. So I know there's Angora wool in here, but I love this t-shirt and I love the shape it has. I love that it's kind of cropped, so I wear it like jeans, and then I have stuff underneath that's longer, and I layer it up. I've made a couple of them, but somehow that skirt just does not work. I'm thinking the skirt does not work because that skirt is an A-line skirt and all the other stuff I'm wearing is really loose. So maybe I should just turn it into a pencil skirt. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. It's not working now. I have bought a couple of sewing patterns on the topic of sewing. The one is for dungarees, which I will make. I'm going to make that. I've also found a new sewing channel. I've been on that channel before, but it was just for making bags, and I didn't even look at the clothes they make. She has tutorials on. So easy. Yes, okay, and I'll put the link down in the description box as well. But she's got a couple of free patterns, and there's this one dress. But everything, the dress is also made with a knit fabric. I'm doing that for myself. There's one tutorial about a skirt, a knit skirt, and I realize now where I'm making my mistakes, because if I do it myself. So I've got that bit right now, and it's one of those tutorials that I will actually sit down and watch. The problem for me with written tutorials, and before, guys, it wasn't like that. Honestly, it wasn't. I could read forever, but now I just sort of clutch out, you know. If I'm watching something and listening, it keeps my attention. But if I'm just trying to read it, I listen to audiobooks at the moment. It just, my concentration doesn't work there. Which is why, moving on past sewing, we are moving. For those of you who don't know me and who don't know my history, and I think I did talk about it on the podcast before a little bit, but it was a bit over 7 years ago. August now, it was 7 years ago. I nearly left this earth. I nearly died because of carbon monoxide poisoning. And no, I did not try and commit suicide, for anybody who still wants to know that. Honestly, that was really irritating, because everybody automatically assumed that was what happened. It was just an old gas geyser. And it took some time, but I'm sitting with some of the side effects of the poisoning, that there's some brain damage and that sort of thing that will either take forever to fix, or just won't fix. Whatever happens. I've given that over to God. The problem is that we thought that the actual effect of carbon monoxide on my body has passed, because it's when we bought the house, it was like 6 years ago. 6 years after that. We bought the house about a year and a half ago, and we moved in very quickly. So, and before that, I was really walking 6.5 kilometers with a friend of mine, and I had a lot of energy, and it was really going well with me. And we moved in here, and I started getting sick all the time. And we thought, okay, no, it's just the dust in the air. I lost almost all my energy. It's just like went. But in that time, we also went on a boat trip, so we sort of chalked it all up to that, dehydration and that sort of thing. And eventually now, we went to this little town called Worcester that I spoke about before, and I really love that place. It's got such, it's so part of my being, really. And we were there for a week, and in that week, I had almost all my energy back, more energy than I've had in a year and a half. And my mind became clear. Just before that, my husband already said, but he feels we need to move out of town. He doesn't know why, but he just feels we need to get out of town. And we didn't even think about connecting things. And we met up with one of our old friends before that, and they've got a farm just outside of town. And he's got this little house that he was actually building for if he would maybe have a permanent workman in there or something like that. But he decided not to do that, so the house was empty. Still had work to do. I had to do the flooring and that sort of thing, but the structure of the house was there. And he said, no, we can use it. So we went on holiday, and we got on holiday, and my head was all clear. We're still making decisions about that. It was about 2 days in, my husband just said, okay, no, that's it. We're moving out. We're moving to a farm where the air is clean and that sort of thing. And he told me he had made the connection. Because of the petrol fumes, I'm living on the N1, which means it's trucks and cars and a load of toxins coming just from the tar. It's things that we didn't think about before, because I really seemed fine and healthy and everything was hunky-dory, and we forgot the effect that carbon monoxide would have on me. So we are moving to a farm. We came back and we finished everything off with our friend, and we're renting out this house to people who do not have problems with that. My son is staying in the flat where he's been staying, and he's really happy about that because he doesn't have to move. We were thinking of selling the house, And eventually we thought, no, we'll rather rent it out, keep our property. And I'm really excited about it. There will be like, sorry about the dogs. There will be zero noise pollution. Well, I can't say zero, but almost nothing. Just hang on a moment. Be there now. Anyway, that is going to be it for now, because my dog's just decided to go ballistic and my husband just decided to come home. So I think he's coming home for coffee. I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I can't wait to get on that farm. Things will be much more, much easier there. And I think a lot more calm for me and for everybody else who has to watch this podcast. I'm going to say goodbye. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope you had a good weekend to start with, and you have a wonderful week ahead. Take care, and yeah, please remember to subscribe if you're watching the channel. Bye guys.